Mattie, give us a good example of what is a Mattie Ballier hot take.
Make it good, Mattie.
Make it good, Mattie.
I posted this one on my stories when I was putting it up, but I think the Disney cupcakes that are beautiful taste like crap. They are
chalky.
Terrible. They're so dry, and the frosting always kind of tastes like Play-Doh, and it always has way too many like colors involved. It's just, I mean, it looks pretty on Instagram, but it is not tasty.
But let's give some context, Mattie. You are a baker you do that.
I used to do that for a living. Yeah, I used to have a cake decorating business. And so
what happened?
It got expensive. And people would rather go to Walmart, let's be honest. But it's very time consuming. But so I have an opinion that I don't even think most of the desserts at Disney are all that great. There are a few, but it's very, very few. But the cupcakes are always so everybody just rushes out to get them, and they're so excited, and they sell out, and everybody wants to put them on their Instagram. And I promise people just throw them away.
Have you ever bought one just to put on Instagram?
Not to put on Instagram. We did buy one to try it. Because everybody was like, oh, they're so good. And Disney cupcakes are amazing. And I'm like, who's buying these? And why do they sell out? They're just terrible.
Okay. That's a good one. That is a good one because you're right. They do sell out a lot and they're popular. Aaron, what's your hot take?
Well, just to respond real quick to Mattie.
Okay.
Just real quick. Not that I have to give a response. I don't.
We want to hear your opinion.
We want to hear your opinion.
I don't want every podcast episode. Well, actually, there's almost become a guarantee now that every podcast episode we do works its way back to Nabi River Journey, Moana Journey of Water, or Aaron's terrible hot take on food.
What is your hot take what do you need to say in back to Mattie?
No, she's right.
See,
he's right. Aaron agrees.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go. Thumbs up.
But this is coming from the person who thinks that you can't find a better cupcake than a Walmart bakery cupcake.
The Walmart bakery here in Birmingham, Alabama, that area, they're good. They're good.
No, they're not.
Oh, you've never had a Publix cupcake. Publix cupcake.
That's true.
No,
I've never been to a Publix.
Is terrible. The Publix we don't have Publix. They're so disappointing.
Oh, this is not a Publix hot take podcast. We are not going to debate the Publix cupcakes and the Walmart cupcakes here. We got to shut we have to edit this, guys. This is going to shut this topic down. Now, Aaron, non-cupcake related, what is your hot take?
All right. So I've given a lot of hot takes already on this show. I think I'm going to go with I think people, for some reason, remember the Great Movie Ride as this great attraction.
Right? Katie loves this ride,
and I don't. Yeah, I think Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway is just a huge upgrade over the Great Movie Ride.
Oh, I'm disgusted,
and I agree. Aaron and I are on the same wavelength today.
Here's why. This has always bugged me about the Great Movie Ride. So, the animatronic designs for Pirates, Haunted Mansion, what you would consider the standard Disney animatronic, Spaceship Earth, all from the same molds. It always bothered me that all the animatronics in Great Movie Ride looked more like a non-Disney animatronic. Smaller head.
They looked like the actor they were supposed to be. Goodness. How dare they have something that looks good?
It wasn't, to me, it wasn't like a very Disney. It didn't look Disney to me. The whole ride did. The whole design of the ride didn't for some reason.
Because it was supposed to be like you were in a movie.
Poorly paced a little bit. But it didn't feel like that. I like the concept of it. I always enjoyed that. But just the actual, I just never. And oh gosh, how am I forgetting this? tram, the actual the tour guide, so
Yes.
annoying. So, and I actually liked it better when they went to the non-tour guide and went to the recorded spiel mostly when AMC responsored the. Why are you what?
Because this is
You
a
don't
terrible
normally agree
opinion.
with
Loves
me.
this ride. Katie was
This is no
so sad
worse.
when this ride closed.
How can the person that said, how can the person that got on the socials and said, Flight of Passage is not that great of a ride?
It's not
How
that
can
great of a
that
ride.
same person criticize my hot take over a ride that okay, maybe let me say this. Maybe Great Movie Ride was okay. Maybe it was okay. I
Right. Okay.
maybe
Go
I
with
was
it.
just really surprised. Maybe I was just really surprised with how good Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway actually is. Maybe it was more of that.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
not like
Okay.
Mickey
That
and Minnie Runaway? Do you not like that ride?
it's fine. I can go and
What is
not
that?
ride it. I went to every time though I went to Hollywood Studios and Great Movie Ride was on going, I rode it. It
That's
was a
'cause it-
must do.
That's because there was
What did you like about
no
it? What did you like
line.
about it for real?
Okay, I liked how when you
What did
wrote
you
it,
like
you
about it?
didn't. I'm about to tell you. I didn't know. I'm a little ticked with you right now, Aaron. It's fine. It's fine. I liked that when you wrote it, you didn't know if you were going to get the cowboy storyline or if you were going to get the gangster storyline. It was different each time you
Well,
wrote
I
it.
can tell you what you got. You always got the cowboy one because you never got the gangster one. Never seemed like
I
could
always got
never
the
get
gangster one. And
one.
I one time went to the cast member and said, look, I have heard about this cowboy one. I've never been on it. Can you please make sure that I get on the cowboy one? Because I 90% of the time got the gangster storyline. I'm just saying it. I
Okay.
loved that. I loved when you got kidnapped. I loved when you got rescued by your tour guide, that your tour guide was in the story with you. And that's the magic of the movies. I
Oh, you
loved
just
that
pissed
horror
me off
was
today.
always his favorite genre. And during the 2002 celebration of Walt Disney's life and legacy, there was a pin that you could wear. And when you went through the Fantasia scene, it lit up because Fantasia was Walt's piece de resistance. I loved that ride. And Aaron, I don't know that we can continue being friends after this. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot.
It just always left me feeling kind of flat. Like it could have been, it was good, but it always felt like it could have been great. Like it could almost live up to its name.
Some would argue that it was great. And you're right. My hot take that I put on the socials was that I don't think Flight of Passage is as great as everybody thinks it is.
Why is that?
I still don't understand why you don't think that's a good ride.
I didn't say it wasn't a good ride. I said it's not as great as everybody thinks it is. What soundtrack? That is not a great soundtrack.
The melody, like at the end when it's kind of wrapping up or coming to the conclusion, and it's just, I mean, normally I would agree with you on that.
It's an IMAX on a scooter. That is all it is. You put your legs on a scooter, it moves you around.
It's an amazing like ride.
Technically
it's amazing. So the first time you rode it, you weren't amazed when the front wall split open so quickly that you almost didn't even notice it because of the flashing in front of you, and all of a sudden you were in.
No, Pandora? The first time I rode it, I looked this way, and I saw 100 other people on scooters moving the same way I was.
I mean, again, it takes a lot to like impress me, but I'm genuinely impressed by that ride.
Okay, look, let's talk about this though. Flight of Passage, where I'm looking at a screen, versus the Great Movie Ride, where John Wayne is on a horse and it looks like he's talking to me. How is that not technically impressive for the 90s, especially?
Look,
but for the 90s,
this is tough because I know where you're coming from, and I am so. I am so with you so much as far as your frame of reference and what you like.
Because
I agree with you.
Because I'm right.
But Katie loves those type of rides. The
no, I do too.
Those rides.
I do too. I just don't think the execution of that ride was that great. And I think the execution of Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway, even though I don't love the trackless rides with the big open rooms, I kind of like a more concise, condensed, scene by scene kind of thing. who was I talking about this with? Were we talking about this?
Yeah, we talked about
I
this
don't
once.
know.
And but beyond that, the parallax technology that they use with the really high frame rates and the really incredible looking projection, that's just amazing.
Here's where I'm
That's an
stuck on.
amazing
I'm
thing.
gonna cut you off, and
It's a
this is rude.
beautiful ride. And
My
I
mother's
love
gonna tell
and
me
I
I'm
love
rude.
yes. Hold on. Let me say one last thing.
No.
I love the artistry of the new Mickey and Minnie.
Oh,
shorts.
some people hate those things.
They
though.
do, and I did it first too. But the way that it looks, just I think it's so.
I think
pretty.
Goofy's the only one that's weird. I like
He's a
the
little
rest
too
of them, but Goofy always seems kind of
Donald
zombie-ish.
looks immature. Like Donald looks like he's too little.
I just mean the colors and stuff looks
I
really
like it. I like
visually
it.
appealing. to
So
me.
you're talking about the soundtrack to Flight of Passage that
Yeah.
none of you could hum if you had to. But then you've got Nothing Can Stop
No.
Us Now, and that's going to get stuck in your head for the rest of the day. And we're talking about soundtracks being important. I'm just saying.
What was your favorite part of the Make Great movie ride? What was your
The
favorite?
story.
By the way, I didn't expect
loved-
this to be controversial at all.
I
was
I
worried
didn't
it would be a
expect you to
boring
have a
It's
nasty take.
controversial for Katie because Katie doesn't think her take is controversial. The Flight of
don't.
Passage is bad because it's her take.
I didn't say it was bad. I
What
didn't
were
say
you
it was
saying?
bad.
What did you say was your favorite?
She's-
What was your favorite part?
I like the story. I like the animatronics.
No, your favorite part, like your
Oh,
like
this
your favorite
scene.
Yeah.
I liked the end where they would go through the history of the movies. I loved the Wizard of
Where
Oz
you're just looking at a
scene.
screen with clips. Is that what you're? That's the part
I
you
liked
liked.
that. Thank you. I liked Casablanca. I liked all of it, but I think probably my favorite scene was the cowboy scene. I loved.
And
when,
I didn't
when
like
they
the
did that.
Tarzan scene with the static figure of animatronic.
And he
that
would go one
roll
way,
through.
and then he would go back the other,
Uh-huh,
and it was just the
uh-huh.
same guy. Golly. Okay, we have to stop talking about
Golly.
this.
Again, I
because
didn't think we would
Really
disagree at all
riled her
about
up
this.
today.
I just don't.
I thought I would get. Boy, Aaron, you're dead. You were all over that.
Aaron,
Well, I
I just
agreed with
knew
you.
that was going to happen. I didn't.
Maddie, why do you agree with me that? Why do you agree with him that Great Movie Ride was not that great of a ride? Tell me your take on this nasty
Anna, you
opinion.
missed what I said. I felt like it was just kind of flat the whole
he
way
just thinks
through.
that like it definitely needed to be updated if it wasn't going to be canceled, and canceled was the best option. I mean,
Hey, you know what?
honestly, I mean, it had run its course. I don't think it was, and I know Katie's always loved this ride. We didn't even go on it. I don't think my kids ever rode it.
We'd like to thank you for joining us
Katie-
on the last episode
Katie, you know
of
what I did
Popcorn
like?
Bucket Gossip. We
You know what I
have
did
really
like?
enjoyed this, and
I
now a
did like.
duo
I did like the start and the end of the ride. When
because
it
you
was-
got off.
Like, got
Because
off.
you got
No,
off.
because of the hey, we're starting. I gotta stop saying hey when I quote something anyway.
That's not the worst thing you've said all day, so you keep going.
Yeah, when it starts, the hooray for Hollywood, I'll admit I would get excited.
You asked me what my favorite scene was, and I just remembered when you said that. I loved the girls that spun around that were the
Yeah, but
synchronized swimmers.
They didn't spin though.
Because they broke, but when they worked at
Yeah.
the beginning of the ride, it was really cool.
Were you alive when it?
I was.